give us an update on the state of your defensive line.
Yeah, guys are working hard. Made some improvements from the end of spring ball, practice 1 through today, practice 11. Seeing some growth by everybody in the group, which has been good to see. And these guys have just been kind of putting their heads down and going to work and working on getting better with their fundamentals and technique and understanding where they're supposed to be from call to call in the scheme. I think, they've done a good job thus far. We still have a lot of work to go as we keep moving through camp.
How difficult is it to tell just how much they've progressed until you're actually playing a game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you can see the fundamentals and the technical part in individual and some of the crossover drills. But obviously, the goal is that when we get to the live sittings, 11 on 11, that stuff is carrying over. And I think for a lot of the guys, they put a lot of time in the offseason in the summer while they were training, but also working on their fundamentals and their technique. And you're seeing some of that stuff show up on the 11 on 11 periods. And they've done a nice job practice 1 through 10. And now they have another step that they need to take here as we kind of go through this next rack of practices.
What does Aiden brought to the field up in the middle of the defense? And can you pronounce his last name?
Yeah, Aiden Kiana, very, very tough guy, strong. You guys can see the way he's built. He's wide, carries his weight really well. Smart, ask him to do a lot of things. He's got a good technical background even coming in. So I've been very, very happy with the way that he's been progressing since he's been here in the spring and then also over the course of camp here. Still a lot of steps to be taken, though.
And how have you been playing TJ?
TJ, we've played him inside, asking him to play, some different alignments, and he's done a really good job coming in the summer, learning the playbook. He's had very, very minimal, assignment errors with the scheme and all those things. So just getting him comfortable with playing different alignments and all the techniques that go into that. But he's handled that very well. He's got really good athleticism, very smart, tough. And so very pleased with where he's at. And again, just like all the guys, a lot of steps that need to be taken between now and the end of camp.
He's played outside some of his career. Why is he better fit for you guys inside?
I think it's the natural development of a young man. He played outside at Wisconsin his first couple of years, and he's continued to grow and develop and fill out his frame. And we really like his athleticism as an inside player. Coupled with that he's a strong, tough guy. And so we think that's a really good fit for the style of play that we want to play.
Talk about Ricky and Stanley, a couple of certain guys, and how they've progressed and what you expect from them.
Yeah. Expect those guys to be contributors, have gotten stronger. You can probably tell, going into their 5th year, have really leaned out their frames, moving better, stronger at the point of attack. Also being a little bit lighter has helped them, with their lateral movement, and then also pushing the pocket, getting on edges. Those guys have done a nice job, and I expect to see continued growth as we go through camp.
How convinced are you that you're going to be better at that spot, the interior defensive line than you were a year ago?
Yeah, I'm very confident in the group of guys that we have. Like I said, they've worked really hard. They understand the importance, the role that we play in our defense. And they put a chip on their shoulder with that, and they've been working really hard since we got back in January to improve themselves physically, working really hard, in the classroom to become smarter football players and understand the scheme, and working out here to get better technically. And like I said, I think they've done a good job. I have a lot of confidence in the group, and I'm excited to see the steps we take here over these next couple blocks of practice.
There are a couple of things that, in particular, you felt like we need to be better doing this.
Yeah, I think you want to be stout in the middle of your defense. So whatever you're doing, not to get into any of the scheme or anything like that, we want to try to reset the line of scrimmage in the run game on every play. When we have opportunities to be single blocked, we want to be able to play a gap and a half, and we want to play stout on combo blocks, and we want to be disruptive, rushing the passer and affecting the quarterback. And so I think those two things are goals for us to make a more of an impact doing those things this upcoming fall for us to take the step we want to step. And the guys have been working hard towards getting better at doing those things.
Akili talked about having to get over some mental hurdles, over the last year. Where have you seen him progress this offseason?
Yeah, I think biggest thing, he's obviously been through a lot with his injury history. He's done a really good job getting his body back, really working with Coach Johnson and the strength and conditioning staff. And I think probably the biggest thing is just now that he's gotten his body truly back, I think that's helped with his confidence. And he was a guy before the injuries happened that was kind of ascending. And obviously, that was a tough moment for him and time period. But he's done a really good job, like I said, battling back both physically and getting himself to a place where he's really has some confidence, and he's playing faster and faster and more physical, and it's been really good to see.
You're going against a lot of new offensive linemen.
Yeah.
How's that challenge been? How have they looked?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. There's a lot of competition out here. I'm sure you guys see that. Between the lines, all the different groups that are rotating, guys getting mixed and matched. I think all the new guys, I've noticed those guys on the offensive line that have come in. And so it's been good for us to, having all the depth that we have. It doesn't matter what groups are going against each other. Everybody's pushing, everybody's competing, everybody's getting better. So it's been really good to see.